For the answers to the warm-ups for April 27th. First problem, complete the table from y equals 5x squared minus 2x plus 1. So this is a quadratic equation because the highest power is to the second power. And to fill the table in, you can just simply use substitution, where if I tell you the value of x, you then replace each of the x's in the equation with this value. So if x is 0, you go y equals 5 times, not x squared, but 0 squared, minus 2 times 0 plus 1, and you solve that. Well, 0 squared is 0, times 5 is 0, 2 times 0 is 0, plus 1. So you end up with 0 minus 0 plus 1, which is 1. And of course, that's going to be your y-intercept. It's your constant. And if x is 1, then write the equation 5, and then it's 1 squared minus 2 times 1 plus 1. So 1 squared is 1, times 5 is 5, 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1, and that will give you 4. And then if x is 2, you make everything 2. Here are the x's 2. So you go y equals 5 times 2 squared minus 2 times 2 plus 1. So 2 squared is 4, times 5 is 20, minus 4 plus 1, and you get 17. And then if x is 3, you go 3 squared is 9, 9 times 5 is 45, minus 2 times 3 is 6, plus 1, so 45 minus 6 is 39, plus 1 is 40. And then we look at our pattern. So from 1 to 4, it goes up 3. From 4 to 17, it goes up by 13. And from 17 to 40, it goes up by 23. So the first difference is, well, different, so it's not linear. But I told you it's not, it's quadratic, which means the second difference should be the same. And from 3 to 13, it goes up by 10. And from 13 to 23, it also goes up by 10. So because the second difference is the same, that's another way of knowing it's a quadratic relationship. Number 2. Convert the factored form into the expanded form. So again, we can use a generic rectangle. And I'm doing a 2 by 2 rectangle because there are 2 terms in the first parenthesis and 2 terms in the second. So x positive 4, x negative 3, and just multiply it out. So x squared, 4x, negative 3x, negative 12, combine like terms, and you end up with that as your expanded form. Again, it is quadratic. X squared is the highest power. And number 3, if the area of a circle is 36 times pi, what is the diameter of the circle? So when we talk about the area of a circle, we go area equals radius squared times pi. And a lot of times in class we'd use 3.14, but a lot of books and online examples will just keep pi instead of 3.14 because it is irrational. So for this problem, we're going to keep that as pi. I'm going to write this a different way. I'm going to do area equals not radius squared, but radius times pi, which of course is the same thing. And then, since I told you that the area is this, I'm going to go area equals 36 times pi. So the reason I did this and I did that is I can understand that when I do radius times radius, that has to equal 36. Well, what number times itself is 36? You know off the top of your head it's 6, but what's happening is we have radius squared is equal to 36. That means I take the square root of both sides, and the radius is 6. Something you do in your head over here, but that's the math behind it. So I found the radius has to be 6, and if the radius is 6, that means the diameter, if the radius is 6, the diameter would have to be 12. And that's the answer to this problem.